I guess we can go ahead and get started. So Laura and I were just talking. I guess we're going to announce that we are removing autotools from develop on March 10th. There's a PR that's out there now that we've kind of been waiting on that will strip all the autotools from develop. And so that PR will go in March 10th. And we plan to announce it probably on the README and the Git repo because we want to kind of make it known because I anticipate it's gonna hurt. I'm not hurt, but I mean it's gonna make painful issues with people doing CI and develop. I know I have to update some of the vol tests we're using auto tools build at HDF5. I think I've updated CGNS to use CMake builds HDF5, but I'll have to double check. But I'm sure there's many others that as soon as it's switched over, it's going to break a lot of CIs. And it's hard to test. It's hard to do a GitHub search on because they'd have to clone it. You have to see who's cloning it.
Well, one of the tactics I've seen used too is you do a soft shut off where you shut it off for 48 hours, like you commit the PR and then you revert it after 48 hours, collect all the damage and learnings, and then see how long it's going to take you to actually do it.
Yeah. Yeah. That might be an option too. I guess we'll see what feedback we'll get in that 48 hours.
Yeah.
If the help desk gets annihilated by what happened, then yeah. It's kind of like a warning shot, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's a nice thing. You can always revert it.
Right. That's why I figure pick a week that's maybe less stuff going in, so stuff doesn't start piling on to where it's harder and gets harder and harder to reverse something. Maybe
Yeah,
a semi-code freeze.
yeah, internally ask everyone, okay, look, we're not going to commit anything until we get the feedback about this removal. So the reversion could be very simple. That
Right.
would be smart. I like that idea.
Yeah. So that's the only new news that I have to update. Any other
A
questions?
sideways note, I'm getting closer on my thread safety thing. Still feel like it's only a couple of weeks out. I had to spend 16,009 PR to go refactor the VFL code to be like the vol code, so that got rid of all kinds of internal unhappiness, with the goal of getting me over the line for the property list. And after the property list, there's only vol connectors. So I still feel like I'm very, very close. It's probably going to be closer to the 5 weeks than the 3 weeks that I mentioned when we talked. But I have made a lot of
Okay.
progress.
Okay. Well, that'd be just around the March 10th now.
Yeah, that'd be right. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not obviously going to commit anything until everyone's had a chance to digest it and review. Yeah, that'd be fine.
And I was talking to Jordan about the problem we're having is with the vol tests. We have the API test. We had the repo that was just for vol testing, right? That we've kind of moved into the HDFI proper. It's the under test API
Mhm.
for testing the vols. And the issue we're having is it's hard to skip a test that the vol doesn't support currently in the framework. So it would be better if it was on the vols that they have to use the essentially the error stack and I mean give the error back that hey, this is not supported, and the test would say it would monitor the error stack, and the test would then, instead of saying failed, it would say, well, not supported, so that wouldn't be necessarily a failed option. But that would mean kind of changing the way the vols it would be a good thing for 2.0, but I don't because it'd be, but I think to push I mean, because otherwise we have to have, even if we could skip individual tests, I mean, you can skip test larger, but you can't skip individual, within the test with CMake at least. And it'd be on us then determining, well, this fall doesn't really, our guess is it doesn't support this. We don't really know what. I think it'd be better if we added that burden onto the VOLs themselves, that they determine, hey, that's not supported.
Well, there is the feature flag stuff in there, right?
Right,
That would be at least the beginning of a way to say that.
right. And so it would feed off of that, but it'd still have to return an error to the test that says, which would be a new kind of API. Let me see. I had a discussion with Jordan. Let me
Are
get
you
my,
thinking for the vol tests like that vol testing framework, or just the general make check framework?
the for that specific vol test, because
Yeah.
Deos had the same issue, and Deos has also got problems now because that one repo had been updated for the REST vol stuff, which Deos doesn't support, and so there was no way to use. But the Deos uses, and I think it uses its own error stack, if I remember right.
Hmm.
So it can tie into that. It can at least, but some of the vols don't have their own error stack. So they'd have to kind of implement it, if I
Yeah.
believe.
Well, it sounds interesting. Since I'm likely, not certain, but likely to be working on a vol connector this year, I'm interested in working on that. Maybe we could set up a design chat. You, me, Jordan, maybe?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jordan essentially says that it means that the vol connectors have to use the H5E mechanism, their own error stack or the libraries, and use the H5E unsupported option. And then he says for a real implementation, we just basically need to use a real API to return values, which would probably would be a vol change, because it'd be a change
Yeah, sure.
in the API.
I've got some planned ideas for the changes necessary to allow stacking VFDs too, so we could kind of make certain that those were in the visible design space when we talk. So
Yeah.
yeah, okay, interesting. Yeah,
Should I set up something, Quincy?
that'd be great. I
Okay,
very much welcome that.
right.
Pick the amount of time you like, and we can figure out the time, the day
Okay.
of the week, and all that.
Yeah, because we come back and I just don't think currently it's sustainable that the way we're doing these testing, that it should be really more the burden of the ball developers to say to return an error if it's not supported, not us determining, well, we should skip this test because this certain
Yeah,
and keep it
that's
track
really
of.
not scalable. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll set up something then.
Great.
Let me see. Anything else? This might be a short meeting.
We think about other things in the video. Well, yeah, I mean, I just have this 17 now, I think, branch set of things coming in for the thread safety work. But this isn't the venue for that. Other stuff I've heard about.
Yeah,
Nothing,
the
nothing.
working group's still in flux. We'll decide within the next few weeks what we're gonna do.
That'd be
So we
great. It'd be really nice to have a venue for discussions of these more
Mhm.
low-level things. Think about upcoming whatnots. Yeah, no, sorry, just mostly
The
it's down in the thread safety stuff.
okay.
Yeah.
So the NVIDIA work was they're still happy with their CGNS? I mean, it does what they needed to do. Is that
Oh, yes, very
okay?
much so. So far, that's been a 100% win. That's excellent. Your advice and everything there really helped take it over the line.
Okay. All right. Guess we can wrap up if there's no other issues people want to. I'll give you a minute to think.
This means I can run to Taco Bell before the next meeting. Priority.
Yep. There you go.
Was that an advertisement for Paco?
Yeah, paid
Right.
placement here on the recording.
That's right.
Only if they send us those packages of like 12 tacos at a time for our next staff meeting.
Gonna hit him up while you're there. Tell
Yeah. You've
All
never
right.
heard of us, but we're across the street basically.
So who's next?
Uh, my calendar, I don't have a person's name there, but I think that should be, is it the first? That should be the,
You have
yeah,
Garrett, but I don't know if it's actually going to be Garrett.
yeah, he's at least responsible for finding somebody to talk.
Okay. Right. So we're uncertain about the next topic of the next call the doc. Or
Yeah,
otherwise it might be just another Q&A, but okay.
but if anyone ever wants us to talk about something, they can suggest, and Garrett would be a good one to play that pick a topic game with.
Mhm. All right. Well, I guess we'll call it here.
Thanks, everyone.
Yep. Thank you. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.